This is Fiber Jedi, or probably more accurately for this stream, LOTRO family. Per popular vote, I will be getting lost around Moria, meandering my way, possibly dropping off a few bridges, because map reading is not my strong point, which I always knew, but Moria really does highlight that to me a lot. So this is my first LOTRO stream, which is terrifying and daunting. So if you join me this afternoon, I will be here for 2, hopefully up to 3 hours, depending on what time the wife and baby get back. I will try and adjust my stream schedule so that Fridays are LOTRO days, rather than messing around with days all the time. So we'll just have to see how it goes. So to anyone who has been seeing my screenshots, or if you've managed to find me and you haven't seen my screenshots, this is my main Myrlas. Let me just make him happy. There we go. So my main is only level 56, as you'll see. I have a problem. It's called being addicted to having too many alts. I also needed to have that many alts originally to make sure that yeah, to make sure that I was able to get as many LOTRO points as possible, because normally I am a premium player. Oh, I need to adjust my... Hi British Daz, I need to adjust my... what I've said this stream is about on Twitch, and put it to what people voted for. Let's get that set before many other people turn up. And let's edit that to be getting lost around Moria. That to be Lord of the Rings Online. Getting lost and around. Pause the stream that I'm playing. Right. You're on. Yeah, I spotted you playing the Old Republic a bit more. People seem to go in binges, in phases. I'm trying to keep about a 50-50 split between Star Wars and Lord of the Rings. Just while there's only you in here, I'm going to see if I can get the chat box to overlay. Yeah, I don't know how that'll turn up. When you type something, it might come up. Right, before I go anywhere else, I need to get rid of all the stuff I accumulated when I was in Moria last time. Yeah, so I'm trying to keep about a 50-50 split between the two games, which is a challenge, and sometimes you can feel like you're not really making much progress in either game. Where's the nearest vendor? Oh, the opposite side. And I haven't got Find the Path on. So, as a warning, I have actually managed to not yet fall off anywhere in Moria. I think that's down to chance rather than skill. I have ended up...
The foundries of Khazad-dûm will soon burn brightly once more!
Oh, British Daz, did you hear what that dwarf said, and was it too loud or too quiet? I could do with a bit of feedback on getting the noise levels sorted here, please. No, I don't need that. Hi, Zimnil. The game audio is a bit loud. Yeah, this is where I've got to sort of end up with different levels for different games. Thanks for popping in, Zimnil. Okay, I've adjusted the game volume down a bit. Is the oh, modern day problems, Ziminal there, mobile on low battery. Is the box that's on this screen over here, is it actually showing anything, or is it just blank? Because it came up blank for me and it should be capturing the chat box. Thanks, Ziminal, it's a completely new thing for me to be streaming at all. Managed to get through a Star Wars session. It's blank. Okay, I'll hide it for now. I'll have to play with it at another point. It should be coming up with what people are chatting about. Yeah, so I wonder why that's not. Let's see if we can quickly find it. No, it doesn't want to show it at the moment. Okay, I'll just hide it. There's no point having a big black box there. Yeah, so it's what I found worked when I did the first proper Star Wars stream was that people chatting really helped A, relax me, and B, it gave me something to talk about instead of just sort of making stuff up as I go along. Okay, so where are we at quest-wise? I don't need a burglar's mace of the Third Age. Thanks, Ziminal. It's hard to. I had a friend who is actually an Aussie on for my Star Wars stream, and he said sounding very British as always. But then some other people have said it would make a good radio voice or something. I just don't have an accent, so it's nice if my voice is coming across okay, then great. So we want to be going to. Oh, we've not turned in the quest for the cooling chamber. Well, when I was on this character yesterday, I did an instance called the cooling chamber. It's just a one-off. Let's go get the waterworks reclaimed from orcs and goblins and warg riders, which was a new one for me. So yeah, you can see where I have a problem getting lost because I'm so used to maps where you can just say, right, if I want to be over here, then I just can walk there, maybe through a few rivers or over a couple of mountains. Great. Not that simple around Moria, hence like getting likely to get lost today. If you ever design an MMO you'd like to hear me do some of the voices, when I haven't got a cold I can create new voices with my voice, so I think in the past I've done a Gollum for people and I've done a Yoda as well, so I wouldn't call myself an actor. I can if forced, but if my voice is easy to listen to, maybe I'd make a good narrator. A good narrator, maybe? Right, let's just see what this guy has to say.
Dark things dwell now in Moria.
Thank you for your assistance, Myrlas. I would not have been able to restore the systems by myself with so many goblins at hand. You have done much for the Dolven View camp, but I believe we are ready to fend for ourselves. The deep descent awaits you. That sounds like a lovely place to be. Deep descent. Do I need any of these? Incoming healing rating. No, that's a two-handed sword. 24 might, 24 agility. Yeah, might take that. No, I need the tracker's boots. I'd make a good narrator. That's good to know, thanks. How many tracker's pieces have I got now then? Trackers, oh, I've got two different ones. I've got Iron Guard's feet. Darn it, I'll have to wait till later. I need to match my set bonus things. I have one of my legendary items is actually very low at the moment, and so it keeps leveling up at inconvenient moments. Because I wanted to change my axe for spear. I much preferred the look of the spear. Okay, so I have 42 points available, which means I can up the DPS of the spear. Great. Let's do that then. Right, so if we want to be going to the deep descent, don't quite need it yet. I need to do clear the tunnels. And then we can go south. Yeah, okay, so this is where the getting lost around Moria will come into its own, because I've gone around in circles several times already, and that is still not the quickest way. Well, it is the quickest way. I would just drop and fall to my death, but that's fine. Apparently, someone told me there's a deed you can do around Moria, which rewards you for falling down deep holes. Now, as I'm very early on in Moria, I will, I think I can only pick up one part of that deed. I might come back to that later, but shall we try and do some quests first? You get lost in Bree. Even I take wrong turns in Bree, British Daz, and I'm there so often. So in Moria, there's quite a few Slayer deeds. One of these are Deep Claw Hunters. There's also some bugs that you can kill. They're not actually aggressive until you hit them. I'll try and find. Yeah. I wondered how they were going to do forestry wood around Moria, and apparently the dwarves of old left piles of the stuff around the mines, which is probably realistic, as is the fact that it's likely to be growing after all this time, sprouting its own roots. So I want to go and do clear the tunnels. The rockfall that Sart has asked you to clear can be found on the eastern side of the Great Delving, south of the gate leading to the Lonely Span. Sart, the librarian of Dolphin View Expedition, has asked you to aid him by clearing the road leading to the Lonely Span, apologies, of debris and rubble. Because it's Moria, it's not just going to be a nice get in there and clear it out. The library was filled with these things, so I couldn't just go in and borrow a book. Safe way down. Consider yourself warned about me getting lost. There's the stairs. I have a problem in real life with maps and directions, not helped by brain fog, which affects how well I can think, and lack of spatial awareness. Moria was a maze before the revamp? Oh my life, what was it like before? Because it's already a maze. You know, just wanting to get to what looks like the quickest route is not that. Well, it's not quick, not for me anyway. How bad was it before then, British Daz? No, didn't mean to single shot that. Let's grab a few more of these. Oh, so do the quest lines they link together a lot better now? From sort of region to region, is that what you're saying? No. Hi Elvin. How can I even pronounce your name? Elvanui. Elvanui? I say Elvanui. Right, so I'm actually trying to get into that orange area up there. Across there, maybe? Hi, Coffee Sco. Oh, my life. I need to get my teeth in. Now, I may be going into this goblin encampment for no correct reason, because I'm trying to get into this area here. Can I just call you Ara then, Elva? Hi, Andreas. I'll shorten some people's names. Pronunciation is not my strong point sometimes. Thanks, Elva. I wonder if I'm actually in the right area, whether I need to be up for this. Let's try going through. That moment when you turn suddenly thinking there's a foe behind you and it's your pet goat. Oops. What is that? Oh, they channel anger, don't they, or something? There we go. So, I now need to be... Oh. How on earth do I get there? Or how on Middle Earth, probably. Well, at least there's a Goblin Slayer deed, so if I go really wrong, I can still get rewarded for getting lost, which is a bonus. So anyone just joined, this is my main Myrlas, so only level 56, because I have a problem with having too many characters. Initially it was on purpose because I'm normally not a VIP. Some people have been very generous and given me 1 month code, so currently I am. Ha 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 to you too. Anyone having problems with the game audio being too loud compared to my voice, or is it coming over roughly okay? I've not had a chance to do a proper sound test with LOTRO yet. Oh, have I gone really wrong? I bet I have. I need to be over there somewhere. Well, I did warn people that I would be getting lost around Moria, and I'm gonna stick to that promise. Sounds good. Thanks, Alpha. That's good to know. I've just got to make sure I remember to adjust my audio between games. Whoa. Of course, every time I get lost, this white-hand lieutenant respawns. Well, he can just die again then. Come on. Power management is always fun when you've got within a few levels. Up until Moria, my general approach to LOTRO was actually to be purposefully well over leveled. Now that goes against how probably most people game, in that most people like a challenge. But because I'm managing pain all the time, I need to make it fun but relatively straightforward. So actually I haven't finished the epic in Angmar because it got, well, too difficult on level. So I managed to get through to Moria, so I've also skipped Eregion. I've not heard anyone say that name out loud. Oh, stuff it. Do I need to be up there? Yeah, so once I've got a few more levels under my belt here, I need to go and finish Angmar, and that will be the first region where I choose not to do all the deeds. Some people love Angmar, I'm not one of those people. Which doesn't bode well if I ever make it to Mordor, of course. Yes, I am mostly walking around Moria. It reduces the number of times I'm likely to fall. So there we go, as I said, I've actually managed to go full circle. This place needs a double map. I need to be able to see the proper bridges. So there should have been a bridge over that way. Is it this way? It's all well and good getting lost when you're playing on your own. At least I warned everyone. Okay. So if you have not made it to Moria yet, this goat actually comes free with one of the starter quests. It's actually a 35, 38 speed goat, something like that. But I had some treat fund a few weeks ago, and I got the apprentice riding skill, and so it means I turned the free goat into a 68%er. Up to this point, he's only had the Thorin's Hall goat, so it's nice to have a bit of oh look, hello. Am I really, really wrong? Or am I just being dense? Let's follow this person. Maybe they know where they're going. Haha! That person does know where they're going. I will, however, dismount because... Where's that? There he is. I try and work on deeds as I go through regions. Yeah, but that was great. It's almost like they looked like I was Oh, it's someone. Hi, Coffee. Yes, I am doing the clearing. Thanks. Okay, I'll follow you. Oh look, here's the rocks. I love how the dwarves in this area just all sort of stand around knowing jobs need to be done, and you're the one that has to go and do them. Of course, it'd be a pretty boring game if you just stood around and let them do all the work as well, so... Rubble, rubble, I need rubble. That was really appreciated, Coffee, thank you. I am... yeah. First time around here and feeling very, very lost. Everywhere else I can just sort of go as the crab and flies, but not here. Have fun wherever you're going, Coffee. I'm going to clear some of these deep claws because I haven't made it to stage 1 yet. Now, compared to some other people who are hunters, I don't... Although I want to make it fairly easy, I don't want to make it boring, so I don't one-shot everything, or two-shot really down here. So I don't, and I also don't really want to be focusing every 2 minutes. So I just use a combination of barbed arrow and swift bow, which doesn't actually channel that swiftly. I think the road is ours. I will attempt to sort out the chat box later. It's helpful for other people to see, certainly people who watch it back. Let's see what other people are saying. It's always good when a kinney just randomly turns up, so that's appreciated. At least means I can clear some stuff, not just keep getting lost. So I need 2 more rubble. Oh, there they are. Cool. Thanks for if you cleared some stuff down here, Coffee. Thank you. Oh, you must face target. Yes. And the last rubble. Cool, so... Of course I have to go back to Dolphin View. Is there anything else I need to do around here? No, because I think then I'm going down to Silvertide. What is the cat icon? Ah, what's the cat icon on the portrait? Okay, so this is Pets plugin. So when you double click the Pets plugin, you can search for pets that you have. So I know I've got a shrew, for example, and you can see what other pets are available. I think the database for this you have to manually do, and I haven't got around to yet looking at how plugins are programmed. I've downloaded the stuff, I just need the time and the brain power to do it. But yeah, it means instead of the pets clogging up, say, your quick bars here, is that I can just click the one that I want from here. Makes it much easier. And yeah, I think there's a mounts one as well, which I really need, because I tend to clog that up with mounts. The ones I prefer to use, at least. Anything else you need to do down here, Coffee? Where are we following? There we go. Yes, Elva. There's oh, what's it called? Oh, what's this? Oh, thank you. Thanks, Kafir. I needed that one. And it wasn't marked on the map. Not helpful. Yes, travel. I think it's just called travel. For Andreas might have had the right name, having said that. Right, so I don't need to be in this section at the moment. I need to head back to Dolphin View, and then we can go south. I've got travel installed, but I haven't had a chance to configure it yet. Well, it's not chance. I haven't got round to it, let's be honest. I probably had time. I'm running 3 or 4 different plugins at the moment. I didn't want to overload it, so I try and add a plugin when I need it with a good delay since the last one that I installed, so I don't slow things down unwittingly. And yeah, I'm looking into coding LOTRO plugins. Just a few ideas I've had mulling around in my head that I can't find a plugin to match, but I need to see what data is in fact available via the API. Still fighting and cold, so I'll try not to sound too monotonous. Right, I need to get to a vendor and repair, and what have I got in here? My Bjorning is about level 14. I don't think I need an axe. Anything I don't? Okay, I can loot all and I'll lock the bits. Oh, I run my
Welcome to Khazad-dûm. Have you ought to trade?
Inventory far too full most of the time. Right, I do want the legendary item XP. I do need the reputation items, and I will want the tailor stuff. I've got enough of the rest. I don't need a champion spear. I can't do that. Right. Where am I at for? I've got enough task items. So I've got my bags far too full of consumables and buffs and crafting materials, and a few pocket items I keep convincing myself I will in fact use and never do. Travel just works out of the box. I'll have a go then, because certainly for my hunter that would be handy. Are there any other classes that travel is useful for, Andreas? Oh, level 55 crafting. Or level 54. Yeah, it's no better than what I'm wearing. What's best to put that on? I need to level the spear. There we go. Okay, let's hand this quest in and then we can move on. Or these quests.
Arlene came, but we have heard no word from him.
Excellent, with that path clear again, it'd be much easier to deliver supplies to the 21st Hall. Thank you and your kinmate, he should have said.
If it were not for the prospect of finding Mithril, I would not have come here.
Putting the banner in. Well done, Myrlas. As long as that banner stands, the lonely span will be safe for the members of the expedition and all the free peoples who wish to use this road once more. It was a small task, but a meaningful one. It would have been a lot bigger task if I hadn't had Kafir's help. Excuse me, I am still fighting a cold. I've had it on and off for several weeks now. 13 points on that one. Yeah, I don't need to use any of the points on that. Right, what quest is up here? Some wardens have travel skills. Okay, yeah, that's a class I haven't started yet. Anytime I've seen people talking about warden, they say that it's quite a complicated one to get your head around, and I find guardian complicated enough with the chain abilities. It's like I haven't thought about trying to start captain. I probably should, because I quite like having companions, people to fight alongside you.
If we drive the orcs from Khazad-dûm, will it be enough?
Oh, it has reputation travel skills. How many places can you actually unlock via reputation? I haven't found that many, and I've always wanted to have one to Estelden, and I don't think there is reputation ones there. Well, Myrlas, as you can see from here, there is a large encampment of goblins down there in Khazad-dûm, off to the northeast away. We haven't the forces to push them out of here now, but I would like you to get down there and join Wigfast, such a great dwarf name, who has gone to scout the encampment. I'm sure Wigfast could use help with assessing the situation down there. He is brave for going off to scout, but I do not think he'll be of much use by himself. Yeah, that's a good way to encourage somebody. Yes, it is. I've ended up going through Khazad-dûm a fair few times. In fact, I've come across Wigfast. I think I might have actually done all his stuff earlier, so this might just be a drop the quest off and then pick up the new quest line down in Silvertine. But hey, XP is XP, so I'm not going to argue with that. Of course, having been to a camp a few times does not mean I know the best way to get there any other time after that. The White Hand Orc, yeah, they're not too hard to beat, but he's quite a strong foe. Yeah, Wigfast was down near this encampment. Whoops. Let's take this out because I need one. There we go. Yeah, I think I've cleared what Wigfast wanted me to do. I think. Incorrectly assuming I have a memory. Here he is. Yeah, I have met Wigfast.
Dwarves must fight for dwarves.
Ah, did Slugby send you? Just in time. I was about to try and venture in there and start lobbing off goblin heads. Say that after a few pints of mead. All by myself, though I am ill-equipped for such a venture. Hopefully the LI level up will happen slightly less frequently. I'm trying to level up my spear, because I wanted a spear rather than an axe. Yes, so I have done everything he wanted me to do. Ah, yeah, you get DPS upgrade from a bow. Fabulous. Cool. Right, so now we get to go south. Well, I say that. We're going to try and go south. Dolphin View. We're going to go from there. Ah, no, Kafir, I did not know that. I've been obsessively destroying weapons of the Third Age because I can do diddly squat with them. I have a spear and bow already. Barter them for those tablets. Yeah, I really should do that. Is that done at the Reputation vendor or at the Forge or Relic Master, Kafir? Yeah, to you too. Why I take the least obvious routes around here, I don't know. Oh, you trade the tablets for weapons, not vice versa. I'm already holding a Spear of the Third Age and a Bow of the Third Age, but I didn't know about the... Are they landscape tokens? I haven't picked any up if they're wallet items. Got about 10 animals to turn in at Bree. But no, I haven't got any of the Cuzdal tablets yet. Right. So, end up seeing this place a bit too frequently. Let's see what the best route out is. Are those the repeatable? I think those quests there are the repeatable ones. So, how do we get south, other than not this way? Let's have a look. Yep. This place is, I think British Daz said earlier that this used to be more of a maze. I would dread to think what that was like. I already get lost around here. How do I get out of here and go south then? Ah, you get the LIs for the tablets, okay. Yeah, I already have equipped a... That's Hunter's Spear of the Third Age, and that's the Hunter's Bow of the Third Age at the moment. I'm very new to LIs, trying not to get too annoyed with the early levels in how frequently it says you need to level this up now. Excuse me. Although the axe that I have slotted but not equipped is 1 level off needing reforged. Right, so I need to find a way out of here. You could get lost in a shoebox. Sometimes I feel the same way about myself. Might need someone to come and help me find out how to get south from here, because I seem to be going around in circles. Hey, at least the title of my stream was realistic. So, level 60 and higher allies can be crafted. I discovered craft guild crafting, if that phrase is allowed, far too late, so my reputation with my Tailor's Guild is still apprentice. So I've tried on my lower alts to get them into guilds sooner, but my problem with guild crafting is it's a memory problem. So with fibromyalgia you end up with quite a dreadful memory, and I'm usually quite desperate for rest by the time I hit LOTRO, and so I completely forget that I need to do guild crafting and keep lower level mats until I've leveled, increasing reputation. I'm not far off being journeyman. 4,000, that should be done with 1 batch of guilds recipes, hopefully. So, if I want to go south, does this follow south, or do I end up going back in circles again? I feel like I should go back a long way. Yes, and this is the problem with having too many characters. I'm going around in circles here. How the heck do I go south? I might backtrack a bit. Where's my campsite? It might be that one in the middle, which might be better. Current camp, is that one? Yeah. Let's go to there. I might be able to... hang on, there should be a path south, straight out of Dolphin View. Yeah, you'd think. The blue-grey area on the map. You mean this bit here? Is that a path? Looks like a river. I'm very new to this area, so very much fumbling around in the dark. So I'll try it once more. Those are paths, okay. So, there you go, you've had a Hitchhiker's Guide to Dolven View. We will see more of Moria as soon as I get my map reading skills a bit more up to par. I heard some of those bugs squeaking around. Where are they? Nope, must have imagined it. One of the Slayer deeds is actually killing off some of the disgustingly giant bugs in this place. Grab some wood. Back up to main Dolven View camp. Path to deep descent is from there. I'm sure it is. Oh look, there's some disgusting bugs. They're not aggressive until you attack them. But yes, there's a Grodbog Slayer. Still need another 43. I won't be putting you through seeing me do deeding on stream. So this is part. And that's the library. Is my I think my yeah. Let's go back to the milestone. We'll try and find the path from there. Only I can't because I'm being attacked by one of these things. The cave claw's got an upgrade in here. Yes, I do mean Deep Claw, that's why I said the Cave Claw's got an upgrade. They're much larger versions. So, we think there should be a path. Now, it should be in that direction if... Is that... That's you again. You changed outfits, Kafir, which confused me. No wonder I didn't see it. It's this really unassuming kind of passageway. Thank you, Kafir, that was appreciated. You can be my guide. Oh, I've discovered the Stone Council. That's nice. Cool. Thank you. I think Kafir's playing a game of My Goat is faster than yours. Brilliant, thanks for that. I'll make sure I unlock this stable now before I get lost again.
These halls will be great once more.
There we go. Fab, okay. Now, before I forget completely to do this, I'll just turn in some task items. So yeah, thank you for people for joining me on this. My nerves have kind of calmed down. I'm very new to streaming at all, so it's nice to have some company. So what we got? We've got Creepy Filth. Nice. And Barbed Claws. Yeah. And I think I've just kept those ones. I think Monstrous Filth is for a different region. Yeah, it is. Okay. Thanks, Elva. As I say, I found even with my test streams that it was the people who turned up that made the stream into what it was, to have company and people engaging and being nice about it. I know there's a lot to learn in this, especially when you're new in it, but it means a lot that you've turned up, so thank you. And I can turn in one more Creepy Filth and one more Barbed... No, I haven't got any more Creepy Filth. I've got to turn in two more Barbed Claws though. Yeah, I've got one more task. There we go. That way I don't forget. The way my brain has to work is if I think about that I need to do something, I need to remember doing something, then I need to do it pretty much there and then, else it will be forgotten. Cool. Let's pick up what quests we got around here then. Must be up the passageway. Yeah. have to say, I'm actually really... it's up there, is it? Really enjoying, despite getting lost. Moria is epic, it's huge. And it's a region that I get a decent FPS in here, which is unusual at the moment. Right, what we got? Oh, epic.
The Lords of Moria have returned!
I'm glad you've come to the deep descent, Myrlas. A hunter such as you should be able to help my people with as many of the tasks that need doing among the Silvertine loads. We are particularly plagued by the goblins of Gamelphilic.
The House of Durin will live forever!
Love how dwarves think, and this is just another welcome message, but then he says, are you here to look for ways to be of use? Never fret, there's always more to be done here than we can handle. Of course there is, you need as much.
Perhaps soon we shall stand face to face with Lord Balin.
If you are looking for tasks, we have plenty of them, Myrlas. The most pressing issue is probably that of our closest neighbours. Stilling, one of our miners, has sent back reports of a great goblin settlement too near here. Unfortunately, the name of the place is Gamelphilic, and you can find Stilling there making an assessment of the threat. Head south from the deep descent, and then take the east path to the crossroads, and you should find Stilling there. Yes, but you haven't met the hunter that can't follow maps. Ah, okay, so you do 15 quests in Silvertine. Cool. Don't need to reforge anything yet. Right, what else have we got? You're still about to see the biggest halls in Moria. I am not surprised by that. This place looks huge. And don't forget to look up sometimes. There are some excellent statues and pillars around. Yes, I must remember on stream to still take screenshots. I didn't do that last time and lost out on a few. But on the other side, on the other hand,
we can only hope that Durin's Bane sleeps deeply.
I shouldn't record videos either, because I recorded something on my last stream, forgetting completely that I was talking. And so when I went to try and do the video editing, I was like, yeah, no, I've got to record that. We're not streaming. Okay, Lost Dwarf. This will be my head for sure. I was not supposed to send Flick out there with any tasks, but he kept begging me. Please give me more work. His father is leading one of the eastern parties of the expedition. If he knew I let his son go out there, and he never came back, they would probably throw me down one of these fissures here. I will never be heard from again, unless, of course, you could find him. You would be saving my beard if you managed it, and the rest of your head. Or samples one, and this sounds like a quest chain.
I doubt that Lord Balin still lives.
You may wonder why we have come to this vast deep Myrlas, and scattered to the wind as we did. The Silvertine lodes are famous for being first and primary source of true silver, or mithril, as it's called by many. A large branch of miners have gathered for an expedition to search for Silvertine from head to toe, starting at the toes in its roots here. Nice, we're in its feet. We have not had much chance to mine yet, as we are beset by dangers and missing dwarves and other mishaps. People going missing is a mishap. Would you care to do the honours of mining ore in the vicinity of the deep descent? Well, obviously, else why would I be here? I would die happy if I could find but a small vein of mithril while I'm here. Life goals.
We have little time to speak.
No,
great events have been set in motion.
I'm not totally against the idea of fellowship quests. I just have to have the right combination of quiet in the house and pain management. Because group ones tend to be more stressful. There's a lot more to go on, and a lot more going on. Sorry, and therefore I have to
If Durin's Bane lives still,
use more
we
abilities.
will destroy it and make of it a standard to terrify our foes.
So many of these dwarfs go on and on and on about Durin's Bane, which I need to learn a bit more about, but they will turn it into a standard to terrify their foes. Sound like they're selling the latest LOTRO store offer. Turn your reputation into something to terrify your foes. Right. Dwarfs, lazy hobbits and others have to do all the hard work for them. Wait, it's a dwarf. Yes, Coffee. It's nice to be consistent in how you treat people. So this is... How much do I get for this? This is 1500. Let's carry on levelling up the spear. Yes. As if that's like a tiny, tiny amount of 43 XP from levelling the legendary item. Never mind. Okay, so let's head out here. Yes, must not forget to look up. It's quite bad for a poor hobbit's neck. But if I it's immense, isn't it? I mean, they've done such a great job of this place. And I'm not yet craving sunlight, or at least Myrlas is not yet craving sunlight. But I have other characters for that. I'm turning my Guardian into my second main, slowly. But I've always wanted... Since the anniversary and the treasure hunting? Can't remember what they called it now, where you had to group up and find memories and things. I was massively underleveled then. I thought if I can be level 80 plus by summer of next year, then if they repeat it next year I can partake in that. So I knew I needed to level at least once a week on my main, which I've just about managed. Okay, so what we got here? Reddish ore sample. This is harvesting the ore samples. Here we go. What? I didn't get any treasure hunting tokens. Oh wait. So, am I going to fall to my death, or is this a passageway? It's right. Good. They said it would be repeated over. Okay, great. I wasn't sure, but it sounded like something good to aim for. People seem to have quite a lot of fun with it, and there was some interesting rewards. But I think it's more the partaking in something community based and away from sort of normal questing. I thought that would be great to do. What was it called again? I can't remember now. But I knew I was far too underleveled to it, and it was the main part of Anniversary that I couldn't do. So yeah, my aim is to be level 80-ish, but not rush. Because I think they said you could do it level 80 if you did things with other people, which as that at the anniversary event was about playing with other people. Scavenger hunt, that's it. Heard loads of people talking about it, retweeted loads of people on it, and it's been a few months, so I've forgotten the name. I mean, anniversary was fun without the scavenger hunt, but it was nice to do. It would have been nice to do that as well. Reddish ore sample. That's 6 of them. Do I need to be picking up prospecting stuff? Yes, but I've not done enough under artisan to level it. That's okay, my Guardian will pick that up. Right. So yeah, Grodbogs. I need to pick some of these up as well while we're running through. These are gross beetles, really. But it is a Slayer deed. Oh look, another legendary item. Level up. Don't need to use any points though. Not until I've got 54 points to play with, no. Ah, there's another ore. I am on Crig Hollow on Sundays, Elva. Blame Shirefest for making me go over 2 servers. I'm currently on Evernight. I do have a Myrlas on Crig Hollow, which I think has actually confused people. And I'm pretty sure I won't... I don't know actually. I'm making okay progress by playing once a week on Crig Hollow, because it's also my non-Twitter day, non-social media day, so I tend to be able to focus a lot better, so I'm still making a level a week on that. So it might be possible. I'll have to see. I've got to make sure I don't put myself inadvertently under pressure. Pressure and stress and trying to achieve things can actually make my pain worse, so I have to be sensible even with things I enjoy doing, to not think, oh, I must do whatever it is. Oh, I missed a quest giver. Knowing me, he would send me back to where I had just been if I finished everything else there. Oh, there's loads.
Azog's folk have not yet fully repaid for their crimes against us.
Yeah, it can be counterproductive, and I have to change how I game depending on my pain levels. So earlier today, our baby decided not to sleep last night, basically, and that meant I had tons of pain this morning, so I played my level 20 hunter, which is my lowbie that I play when I can't really do anything that's challenging. Thankfully I'm in a somewhat of a better place now. Well met, good hobbit. As you see, I've discovered some very unfriendly neighbours in the deep descent. That's okay, Alva. I'm used to the pain. It just fluctuates a lot. Well met. Well, Myrlas, we have been lucky so far in that the goblins infesting Khazad-dûm seem to be terribly disorganised, with inept leaders. Nevertheless, we cannot relax our guard. If I read things rightly, there is one particular leader among the nearby goblin tribe who has been bold enough to organise a raid against the deep descent, and I think it would be best if he doesn't live long enough to carry out his ploy. See if you cannot perhaps weaken the goblin forces in Gamelphilic and deal with their chieftain while you are at it. What do we get for that? I don't need a mace. Shoulders? No, I craft my own medium armour, so I'm usually ahead of the curve.
Stay a moment. We will need your aid against the orcs of Moria.
The make of goblin armour disturbs me. Everything about goblins is disturbing. It is finer than I would expect them to have, and certainly to make themselves. If the goblins are being supplied with armour and equipment from elsewhere in Khazad-dûm, then I think we'd best find out where that source is and remove it. However, we cannot be certain of my fears unless I have some of their armour to examine. For that purpose, I would have you collect some of the armour from the goblins while you're in Gamelphilic. So it'll just fit with the quest we've just picked up. Okay, what's the orange one? Ore samples. This is where my propensity to try to multitask when I shouldn't can be a bit of my undoing. Thanks, Elva. Yeah, it's... I technically sleep at night, but fibro means my sleep is massively disturbed. And last night was, thank you to our baby, more disturbed than normal. I need 2 more raw samples. Ah, there we go. Usually 1 night a week, my in-laws are really nice and will take... oh, I needed 1. We'll take NJ to... What the heck is that? Ew. We'll take NJ for the night, but I think they had a bit of a shock to the system, not realising when we said NJ was not sleeping properly through the night that we were being serious about it. So we've got the ore samples. Are there any... Nope, we're still tracking everything we need to. Fab, okay. So they couldn't take NJ, well, last night? Tonight, because they needed rest, which is fair enough. They have no obligation to do it. Made doubly annoying because the battery in our smoke alarm was dead, and so the smoke alarm was beeping every 10 minutes, and it hurt me too much to change it. I did manage it at last tonight. I thought with streaming, people are going to get a bit of an eye-opener into how my mind works. It just goes from one thought to the next thought. Yeah, my wife couldn't work out the fire alarm, and had tried already. I tried yesterday and didn't really manage it. Is he channeling something? Yeah. Stop. I did actually manage to change it at last, which is... I nearly had to try and do a test video recording and then listen to it back to see if the alarm was going off too loudly, or whether I had to adjust OBS to drown it out effectively, but didn't want to deafen you all either. I need to try and get some regularity as to when I... Oh, that's Gathrock. When I stream, but life is not predictable at the moment. Oh, I thought he might be a signature, but no. Okay, we still need to... GUT. Getting distracted. So yeah, to people who have just joined, although I am a hunter, I try not to one or two shot things, mostly because I get really annoyed at having to refocus the whole time. So I try and do a bit of power management with abilities that... well, focus, sorry, not power, focus management. With abilities that actually increase it, so I'm not just one and two shotting everything. Hello. Although some people deserve it, so there. Ooh, hello. Ooh. It was me going after the pretties. And not noticing there were going to be stealth goblins in the way. You lore people may know what this is. I'm just going to take a picture of it. Anyone able to shed light on if there's any significance to these cave drawings? Or whether it's just goblin art because life is boring for them. How many more of these do I need? I need one more goblin for the quest at least. Cool. Is there anything else I need to do right here? Armors. Ah, I need one more armor. It's the dwarves and Bilbo escaping from the goblin tunnels. Is it? I'll have to believe you, my brain is clearly not working, I'm not seeing it. Unless these tiny people are hobbits. I didn't think it would just be totally random. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to show you the backside of my goat pet. Yeah, I really should try and get the chat box to show on screen later on in the stream, because it's really helpful for the people to see what's being inputted from others. The dwarves are the round ones, and the point people are the goblins. Yeah, that would make a lot more sense, wouldn't it? Yeah, I'll say I could only see two people types on that drawing. I'm still looking to steal armor off goblins, aren't I? Oh look, he respawned. Let's see if I can steal one off the leader. Nope. Is that the leader still screaming even though he's dead? That's always a bit freaky. It's alright, I got your meaning, Elva. It's alright. Oh. Yeah, multitasking, trying to make sure I don't ignore kinmates in chat while I am streaming. Why none of these dropped armor? They've been very selfish. Even when they die, they don't give up their armor. There we go. Right, so now we've just got to find a way out. That looks like a way out. I found in Moria I have a physical, like, I have a digital vertigo, in that if I'm looking down too much, I actually have a physical reaction to that. And I don't know whether that's normal or just me being a complete freak, but... Is this the way out? It looks like a possible way out. I'm going to end up having done the Goblin Slayer deed before I've even really properly investigated the region. Gotcha. Oh! Did not see him until too late. Having said I don't want to shot things, if I take on multiple mobs I have to do... What has to be done? Have I taken a wrong turning again? Why, of course I have. This is getting lost around Moria. Wouldn't want to disappoint people by knowing where I'm going. I didn't think I recognised this route in. There's also no point in getting on top of a mount around here if there's stealth goblins. Haha, Moria sneaky goblins is. Now, is that a way out? Oh look, there's the freaky worm again. There you go, you think the mines are lit by the very clever mirrors of the dwarves. They're not, they're lit by worms. Now you die. Much obliged. Ah, I found a different way out, I think. I think I was up here before.
We will reclaim Khazad-dûm for dying Ironfoot!
Yeah, he's certainly determined. I'd feared this was the case. Upon closer look, it's no mystery where this came from. These suits incorporate old pieces of dwarf metal and armour from long ago. The craftsmanship is so fine that even the vast span of years between has not destroyed it. Unfortunately, what time could not ruin, the foul hands of goblin smiths have. Some of these pieces must have been rebeaten and reworked a dozen times by now, and worn by even more goblins over the years, since they were looted from the fallen or hidden armories of old. I fear they are no use to us now. Who wants hybrid goblin armour? They serve only as another reminder of the ancient tragedies that engulfed fair Khazad-dûm in darkness. They need some good news.
Durin's folk will defy Durin's bane!
So, Guthrok has fallen. That should set goblins back again in their efforts to organise against us. I don't need any of these, so which one's worth the most? 862, 880. Oh, it's okay. I'm not equipping the axe, so I don't desperately need to reforge that. I'll do it when I next hit a forge smith. Oh, pick up another quest.
If only the elves were not so stiff-necked, we might make a swift victory of this endeavour.
I explored the secret passage while you were distracting the goblins inside Gamelphilic, and I am quite pleased to report that it is safe. It brings us to a tunnel right near Pucklaw? Excuse my very British pronunciations of dwarfish. Who look to be a terrifying foe, the likes of whom I had not anticipated. But there is good news. I thought I espied a loose bit of rock that would make a good trap for Pucklaw's downfall. If you sneak behind through this hidden passage, I think you'll be able to get through and crush that villain by luring him into the trap. Use the hidden passage. Darn it, I can't find really obvious passages. Which one's the hidden passage? Deadfall. I'm not even seeing whether... Oh, it's right near me, apparently. Oh, hidden passage. See, observation skills, 0, dwarf, 1. Right. Yeah, thanks, Coffee. I'm a bit slow. Right, Scamophilic. How far am I off the... Oh, I've still got 125 or so goblins for the Slayer Deed. No rush. Since unlocking most of Eriador via deeds, I've gotten a little bit lazy, and I really shouldn't, because I need them for trait points if nothing else. You've done it 8 times. Yeah, I suspect once I've done it a few, it'll be fine, but my next out is so far from Moria. She's level 35. I'm trying to finish the deeds in the North Downs. Gonna skip Evandin with her and go straight to Troll Shores. Just trying to get my Guardian to level up a bit quicker. Of course, I should have taken out the Spear Thrower first, really, but there you go. Live and learn. That must be the giant rock. Yes, okay. I think I probably have a slight disadvantage in that I don't play LOTRO every day. I mean, I do play it sequential days sometimes. So this is the... What? They're saying I can't take on a 16k? I think you'll find I can. So have I actually armed the trap? I thought I just armed it. The trap has been set. Yes, I thought I'd done that already. Right, I now need to lure him into it. That shouldn't be a challenge. Flattened. Anything else around here, or should I just... Oh, yeah, the look up thing. Must remember to do this, because I'll forget where I've been. Wait, hang on. Yay for physics. There we go, I can go tell the dwarf now that his trap was perfect. Once I've picked up some more wood. Where I'm at with Forrester. Not very far at all. Need to go find my dwarf again. Is he over here? He was. Where's he gone? I may need to use the hidden passage to find him. Ah, so I've got to come out the hidden passage because I went in it that way. Oh, he's come into the passage himself. Oh, that was bizarre. Okay.
The orcs of Moria have much to account for.
So, Pucklaw lies in a grave of stone. Hopefully that will remind the goblins to whom Khazad-dûm truly belongs. I do not care what evil lords support them, the very bones of Khazad-dûm stand against them. They don't mess around, do they, these dwarves? Right, so where do we need to go now? Lost Dwarf, I need to find the Lost Dwarf before I head back to Deep Descent. So, this Lost Dwarf. Now then, is our Lost Dwarf somewhere through this region then? I will kill a few of these Grodbogs. I won't obsessively do it, otherwise this could be very, very dull. Oh, Oh, is that our lost dwarf? He's still standing. That's a good start. Things I want to take screenshots of things like this, and I would not put it past me to accidentally fall while trying to do so. At least there's not much, at least to... It's this that really takes me back with Moria. It's just the depth and how far you can see. Yeah, they've really got the scale right here.
If it were not for the prospect of finding Mithril, I would not have come here.
Yeah. Instead of just, you know, reclaiming history as a lot of the dwarves do, he's like, nah, I'm here for the Mithril. Who are you? Are you a friend? Did Steer send you to find me? I hope so. I begged for this task, and now all I want to do is be back safe in camp. Yeah.
I doubt that Lord Balin still lives.
Hurry up and get me out of here. I wish I'd never wanted to come out here. All I wanted to do is to make my father proud. And now I'm about to become goblin stew. Stop dawdling and let us go. In over his head. Oh, right. So I'm the person who gets lost and I'm supposed to lead him back, am I?
Dark
Okay.
things
I hate
dwell
this
now in
place.
Moria.
Get me back to Deep Descent. I hope you can fight. Oh, he might actually lead the way. Fabulous. That makes it easier. No, don't go back there. Thank you. Come on. Oops. Low on focus. Let's fix that. Voila. Hey. Hey. Honestly, I want to get out of here, but I want to go back. He's a bit indecisive. Honestly, I want to go back. I'm desperate to go back. Wait, am I? Do I? I don't know. It was a nice view. I can make it to camp from here. Thank you for your help. You're welcome. I also need to get back. Oh yes, that was it. Down here. I can actually take goat from here. Cool. I've not used the goat much at all yet around Moria, mostly for fear of falling to my doom. Right, let's... What do I need to clear? I don't really need those. Any other? Yay, another loot box I don't have a key for. Definitely want all the reputation items. Okay. I've got to be careful else I end up spending half my time... I won't never do this on stream, but sometimes I've found when I'm gaming on my own, I can spend quite a lot of time sending crafting materials to alts. And that's... Of course, got to go downstairs. Not really productive, and you end up spending the next amount of time on that alt, picking the craft materials up. But I don't like anything to go to waste.
I wonder if we shall ever cleanse Khazad-dûm of the orcs' filth.
Oh, the dwarves are always so positive, aren't they? I will want that. 1500 points onto an ally. Yeah, I need my spear to catch up. Cool.
I doubt that we will hear the ringing of the dwarf hammers too soon.
Oh, it's a quest item. What? I didn't pick up 300 of them? I usually end up picking up, well, loads of quest items and then wondering why my pending loot is empty. That's something totally chock-a-full. Yeah, Elva, I just know I can also, it's, it helps you to level up your crafting sooner than waiting for you, other characters to pick the materials up themselves, so it does feel a waste to, certainly you'd scrap them. How are we doing on reputation? Friend with the guards, still acquaintance with the miners. I assume miners will increase once I get further down in the depths of Moria, where the miners are. It's an assumption, but I'm assuming so. Oh! This crystal, discovered on one of Moria's Orckin, appears to be different than any other crystals found within Moria. You should bring it to someone who may know something about its origin. Perhaps you could speak with Falgir at the Deep Descent. He may have some knowledge regarding the crystal. Does that mean the only thing in my pending loot is a duplicate crystal? Yes. Let's turn in this quest and then we'll speak to Falgir.
Welcome to Khazad-dûm.
So, our goblin neighbours will likely not trouble us in future. That is excellent news, Myrlas. Thank you for helping Stilling at Gamil Philic. Can't use those are heavy, aren't they? Do I need that? 35 agility, 14 vitality. Yes, it can go in place of the polished earring of the rabbit. There we go with that. Now which at least I found from level 20 with the LIs that they don't level up quite as quickly, which is helpful for focusing. 49 points. Improved regeneration. I'll decide later. I might just go for DPS when I hit another level.
Hear me out, friend, for I have a tale of glory to tell.
A tale of glory to tell. Okay. A band of miners from the Deep Descent has pushed forth into Silvertine Lodes to establish a small mining camp in the centre of this area. You should seek Thalfar along the path towards Menimberej. Excuse my mispronunciations. And give him my regards. He will likely need your help getting things started. And one of my allies needed reforging. Forge Master.
Dwarves must fight for dwarves.
So melee critical chance, power restored by traded intent concentration. Melee critical. I forget to use intense concentration sometimes. Close. Okay, I'm not using the axe. I was using the axe, but I prefer the way spears look. So I've got the spear equipped, but I've got the axe slotted for potential future use. I'm still learning my way with legendary items. Cool. Okay, so this is about the crystal we picked up.
The shadow of Mordor will not long fill the halls of Khazad-dûm.
A worthy find indeed. Though I'm unclear where this came from, I know from stories that there were many such crystals stored in a treasury that we are intent on finding. But this could not be such a treasure, as the vault is long forgotten and well hid. It is unlikely that orcs could have found the entrance, yet what if they have? Suddenly I fear that this discovery is more dire than I thought, Myrlas. Of course, everything spells doom. Did you not know that? Oh, that might have been my bow, actually. Was it my bow? Yes. I've only got 16 points. That can wait.
Abide here a moment and speak with me.
Oh no, that's the fellowship quest. Okay. And what's the other one we've got to turn in here? Ah, the rescue that we just put in there. Okay. In over his
It is
head.
said that Durin's bane dwells here, though we have not seen it.
So you found Flick, and he was well? Not too badly hurt? That is very relieving news. Yeah, good news can happen. Thank you, I'm in your debt. Both the captain's son and my beard are safe. Yeah, we've saved your beard. That's the most important thing. At least for another night. positivity again. Oh, yes. I've still got some Forest Shell jewellery in, and some of it has actually been okay, but it's now finally getting out-leveled. I'm not going to need a lot of frost mitigation in Moria, I shouldn't think. That's a presumption, but...
Dark things dwell now in Moria.
And this is turning in the ore quest that we did quite a few minutes ago. Ah, you're back! Wonderful! Let me take a look at what you've collected. Steyr carefully examines each piece of ore closely by holding them up to his squinting eye and rolling them gently in his fingers. No mithril yet, just ordinary iron here, I believe. This is disappointing, but I'm not surprised, nor shall I give up hope. There are many places yet to explore in the Silvertine Lodes. Cool. Excuse me. Okay, so we have got 2 quests left on the tracker. So we need to get to this camp, which thankfully is also a campsite, so I might actually set that campsite when I get there. Right, okay. The way up is... the only way is up. Here we go. Right, so I now need to be turning west, I think. After those stealth goblins, I don't trust an empty room. But it looks like we're fine. And some red dots appearing now. Right, now is the camp up here or is it down there? There it is. Yay. I worry that my kinsmen are blind to the dangers in these halls. Yeah, that's why some people are getting lost.
It is said that Durin's Bane dwells here, though we have not seen it.
Hail, traveller, are you here to help us get our feet wet? If that's what you want. We could always use another pair of hands to get your feet wet. Okay. Following the winding road.
We can only hope that Durin's Bane sleeps deeply.
Forgive me for placing yet another burden upon you, but the miners have complained that the platform of Myrlas is frequently overrun by goblins or other creatures, and that they need it patrolled more frequently to keep such threats at bay, while they prospect for mithril. I won't have my miners picked off by goblin filth. I need you to patrol that platform and clear it of creatures to ensure the miners' safety. Say it how it is.
We can only hope that Durin's Bane sleeps deeply.
Our best hope of finding mithril in the Silvertine Lodes is to reclaim and repair the platform of Myrlas, if you ask me. If you could begin by restoring the wheels on the platform, that would be most helpful. Cool. And one more quest giver here.
Stand and speak with me. The fate of Khazad-dûm hangs in the balance.
I'm not sure I like having to scout dead-end passages. Ah, greetings to you, good hobbit. I am Goofy. No, not Goofy. No, that's Disney. Let's say Goofy, it's easier. At your service, it's a great day to be a dwarf, I tell you, and I'm privileged to see the retaking of Khazad-dûm in person. As we arrived here, I noticed the railway directly to the west. I sense that there are untapped mining prospects there, for the lodes of the Silvertine are the richest in veins in all of Moria, and likely in all of Middle-earth. Would you be so good as to scout prospective paths in the tunnels and hang signs at any clear dead ends so we know where to start our search? Hanging signs. I think there was a bunch of those in the Misty Mountains. I think it was dwarves again, just putting signposts up. Something like that. Right, so... do I follow the train track down? If anyone's joined recently, this is called Her Getting Lost in Moria on Purpose. Because that's the likely outcome of anywhere I venture, as this is my first time in here. That's a great name, Tippy Toes. Love how inventive some people are with their characters' names. Oh, I'll do Grodbogs when I'm not streaming. I don't like beetles anyway. So... this is a dead end. I don't know what you mean. It looks safe for a train, for a, you know, a wagon or something. Right, rails stop at a dead end here, you think? I was going to say, is this not one? Oh, it is. It just wasn't. The passage is intact, but you feel a sense of dread. Ah, is this called a dead end? There's a dual meaning of the word. I did say I don't like the idea of being forced into dead ends. Now, am I going wrong? Yes, I am going wrong here. Right. I am going away from where I need to be. Let's try again. Sorry, I thought I saw something. I need to find the other dead end. Must be down the track to the diseased dragonet. Ooh, lovely. So here and around here. I didn't see what was causing that sense of dread. Probably the best. Just to let people know, I will at some point soon just be taking a break to make coffee and do some stretches, so that I don't keep my muscles in the same place, but I'll try not to be more than 5 minutes. I've been given new stretches and things to do by the pain management clinic, so I have to be a good boy and do them. Right, the miners. What am we looking for down here? Repair gears. Okay. So I'll keep the stream running when I do take a break, which will be fairly soon. And then I'll be back for, well, however long it is before my family get back, probably. This is a bit giddying. Kinda neat, but still giddying. Now, is one of these? No, that's okay. Last time I had a couple of goblins, I managed to not take out the spear thrower, which was not a good choice. Oh look, there's a stealther as well. Let's keep moving. Kinney gave me some fire oil, so I really should use them. There's a certain satisfaction in seeing your enemies burn. Probably something I shouldn't say out loud too often. Ah, look, there are the gears. What's this deed? Finding lots of places. Something to do at a later point. Just gonna grab a screenshot. Someone reminded me right at the start of this not to just run from thing to thing, but actually take time to look up, which I'm used to doing when I'm on my own. I call them stop and stare moments. You've got to enjoy the game, the environment, the region that you're in. But for some reason I don't have the same mentality when on stream, so I'll try and fix that. Right, so we're getting down... Oh, no, that gear's over there. Right. I feel like I'm about to get run over on these tracks. Burn. Burn. I saw a gear. Where was it? Well, I thought I saw a gear. It's up there. Always suspicious of something unguarded. Right, that's one of them. Only another 7 to go. There's 2 over there. Now, is there a stealther? I can't see a stealther. That's the whole point, of course. I swear these goblins carry on talking after they're dead. Ah, someone's multi-boxing. I don't know how people manage that. It's hard enough controlling one character around here without controlling 2. Unless there's 2 of them playing on the same computer, which is possible. Anyone here do a multi-boxing? What do you do it for anything other than LP grinding? Never seen the attraction of it, because I prefer to enjoy the journey rather than the destination. Right, there's a gear wheel. I still need 7 more enemies. Of course, 7 more enemies with someone who's multi-boxing is challenging. I can see a few, just reaching them, so I need to get further. Need to get down. That's going to hurt. Let me find an actual proper way down. Ah, not that way! I'm really no good with heights. Is that a way down, or are they just telling me that's the way down? Good, right. So... Ah, darn it! You sometimes multi-box for festival quests. Makes earning the tokens a little easier, if not a little bit more complicated maybe, but it makes it easier presumably. I would not trust myself around Moria. I barely trust myself not to fall off when I'm controlling one character, let alone if I was trying to control 2 of them. Oh, there isn't a glowworm slayer deed anyway, that's okay. Oh, for pity's sake, how do I get down there? There's the path. Can I follow this around here? Oh, that's disgusting mouth. Ugh. That one didn't count towards the... Ah, the Grodbogs do count towards the quest itself. So I managed to find my way down, at least finding my way back up again should be... Oh, what level are they on? Up. When I was up they were down, when I'm down they're up. I'm not the Grand Old Duke of York, I promise. Kinney does it with a couple of characters the whole time. Yeah, travel convenience. That I tried once to load 2 instances of LOTRO to be able to use my hunter to port one of my other characters. Might have been for the Rivendell thing before I had to ask a Kinney to do it. But I couldn't, my computer overwrote one instance with the other. I don't know if I've got a setting wrong somewhere that doesn't allow me to run 2 clients side by side. Don't know if anyone else has come across that. I just seem to not always be able to wrap my head around things that everyone else in the world finds easy. Oh, come on, I can see your red dots, I just want to kill you. You wouldn't think it'd be too much to ask. No, the same account, is that not the point? Are they supposed to be on different accounts? I've never actually managed it, so I wasn't sure what the rules, or not rules necessarily, how it actually functioned. I still need 4 more creatures or enemies. Ah, so I need to actually, if I want to take advantage of that, I need to have them on different accounts. Ah, that makes sense. As long as it's 2 different accounts, it can be the same server, presumably, can it? Playing sniper on the bugs. Yeah. Why did those ones not count? Oh, I'm miles off. That's why. I need to get back. Well, down, presumably. Oh! Sneaky goblins again. What am I actually shooting at? His circle is underneath the floorboard, that's really not handy. Oh, drats. Do you just respawn on top of it or something? Was I just not far enough down the mine to get the right enemies for the quest? Maybe. Ah, that one counts. There we go. Yeah, I was too high up. For a while I didn't use the goat pet because I kept thinking someone was riding right behind me, but in Moria it just felt right to do. Even the grog bugs count down here. I don't know how why I ran up soon. There's no need for it. 12. There we go. I'm still missing a dead-end passage. I'm not going to get that by being down here, though. So let's try and get back up. I won't bother turning these quests until I've actually finished the dead-end passages one. Just using the camp as a landmark, I suppose. I thought I'd met a dead end, yes. So, down here, across here, and left? Yes, probably. And yeah, we're close now. Cool. The rail stops in a dead end here. Great, we can turn... Oh, what's the... Bright Prospect Dark Rails. Post signs. Oh, I have to scout the dead ends, and now I have to post signs at them as well. Didn't realise that was staged. I'd seen these around. This is the signpost they use in the Spring Festival hedge maze. Only you get to post a confusing sign, so you post it in the opposite direction. Of course, now I'm posting signs, I've got to remember where the flipping dead ends were that I found once already. Ah, there's a fluke. Okay, we'll take it. Is that the other one? Kind of. Oh. Drat. Not sure what the sense of doom was that was around that one before. Kind of left that hanging in the air there. There's the sign. Cool. Hand these quests in, and then I will have a 5-minute break to make coffee. Well, I should probably make tea, else I'll be tempted to have the rest of the coffee, and I shouldn't.
These halls will be great once more.
Dread, you say? Bah! A dwarf does not fear a little dreariness in a mineshaft. No, but a hobbit might. According to you, that is the best and only road, and so that is where we will begin. I thank you for your report, Myrlas, however nonsensical its delivery.
We have seen naught of Durin's Bane. Be wary if you journey into Moria.
According to our maps and Balin's own records, there is a mining site along the tunnel where you began to fret for your safety. You should try to overcome your worry and see what you can find there of Balin's expedition. You are welcome, Kafir. Enjoy your coffee. You should... My hope is that there is great potential in that mine for our own dwarves. Do let me know what you find, Myrlas. I am counting on you. As ever, no pressure. And we've got one to hand into him and one more over there. Oh, that's an instance. Okay, I'll come back to that after coffee.
If it were not for the prospect of finding Mithria, I would not have come here.
Thank you for your efforts, Myrlas. We are terribly short-handed here, given the threat of goblins all around us. Whether or not those miners ever find anything, I rest easier knowing they are safe. Do I need any of this? 149 armor, new. Minimum level D. Could that be better than what I'm wearing? Probably not. Let's just go for the higher value. And the last
Dark
one
things
is...
dwell now in Moria.
Ah, well done, my friend. We will have Men in Berridge back in working order in no time. Cool. So it's time for a coffee break. I hope some of you will join me back here in a few minutes. And thanks so far for being here and for joining me and for chatting. I will just head off and I'll be back in 5 minutes. See you in a bit. Hi everyone. Oh, thanks for stopping by, Elva. Thanks so much for joining. Look after yourself. Oh, I have to shut the door, because if my wife and child get back and the door's open, they'll think I'm not streaming. That door's my only safety net to not being invaded by an 11-month-old child. So yeah, thanks all for joining me on my first LOTRO stream. People have chatted and helped me feel a lot less nervous. Had to go get a brew. The first stream I did, I got really thirsty because I didn't have enough liquid refreshment, but drinks are important. There we go. And I think we're going into a solo instance.
What foul and nameless things we face in Moria?
Not this one. There was another quest giver that was a... Yeah, that one over there. I'll pick this one up anyway. There are many lamps set along the winding mining path that descends into Silvertine Lodes, but it has been many years since they have been lit. Will you patrol the long descent and light the lamps as you go? The fires should help drive away the enemies that have settled here, and help the dwarves to see as they work and explore. You mean you didn't light the lamps, so they've been working in the dark? That's what you're actually saying. Okay, so the solo instance was this dwarf here, Goofy. Right, very well then, you will see. We will be finding veins of mithril and clusters of gems in no time. Honest.
Mithril it is called by the elves, and true silver in the common tongue, but the dwarves do not share their own secret name. The hope of finding it has led many dwarves to their doom in Moria, for they seldom heed the dire warnings when their hearts yearn for mithril, cold and bright in the dark.
Like many races, always get too attracted to things of high value. Just making sure I don't lose any loot while I remember. Unyielding drake scales? Yeah, I'll sell those, it's fine. Cool. Right. So we've got to recover artifacts from Balin's expedition. Let's ignore the grod bogs. However, these disgusting creatures here really freak me out. They make my skin crawl, literally. Blech, giant bugs. I know I'll have fun with spiders later on in the game. Some people have said the Mordor spiders are particularly horrendous, but I find these creatures just grim. Ah, artifacts. Well, a dwarf mining pick. If that counts as an artifact, then great. Definitely satisfying to see a goblin burn. The instance is called They Mined Too Fast. Do we have any hints from that? A grim silence pervades the mine, interrupted only by the alien sounds of the Gredbig. Discover what you can of Balin's mining expedition. Aha. How far with Moria epic quests? I still... I'm not very far. I need to speak to Bozy on Durin's Way, so I'll get back out to the map after this solo instance. I don't tend to rush any of my Lord of the Rings sessions. I want to enjoy the journey as much as possible. I don't know whether that means I can not follow the story quite close enough. That's why I try to read all of the quest giver text. So we need one more relic. We haven't been up these platforms, so... Ah, there we go. Does that mean I can now leave the instance? I think that's... Yeah, that looks likely. Looks like we can leave the instance. So where are we at with the epic? Echoes in the dark. Bosie's established a command center somewhere within Moria and is waiting for you there. Chamber of the Crossroads on Durin's Way? Is that up here somewhere? Yeah, so I haven't headed into here. I've followed the other quests in Moria down to Silvertine Loads at the moment. When quest lines, mini quest lines finish, then I tend to pick up the epic again, mostly because A, I get lost in most regions, but this one's particularly bad I'm finding, and B, so I don't forget areas that I'm not fully explored. So I still have to go up to Durin's Way, and I think there's actually some crafting bits around here that I can finally catch up on. Fashioning wood and leathers, which I obviously will not be doing on stream. Excuse me with sniffling. I can't seem to shake this cold.
The shadow of Mordor will not long fill the halls of Khazad-dûm.
By axe and sword, Myrlas, you have my deepest apologies. I did not realize how bad things really were down there. We will need an entire garrison to clear these mines properly. So, does that mean we've... what we got left then? So I'm still at the forward in Moria. I mean, I don't know how many hours I've been in Moria. Must be upwards of 10 easily by now. Kofia says, I think you'll be sent back to Great Delving and Deep Descent from the Chamber of Crossroads during Epic. But as I said, don't remember the Epic quests flow. That's okay. I don't always remember the flow of regions. I do over and over again. So I've just got to do lighting the lamps, and then I can go back to pick up the epic, because then we should be pretty much done with down here. So to make sure the dwarves do not work in the dark, we need to light some lamps. I'll only kill aggressive mobs, so we can leave the disgusting bugs to another time. I love the music down here. Well, actually, I just generally love the music in LOTRO, but here, and really enjoy the music in the Lone Lands, even though some parts of the Lone Lands I don't enjoy. But I love the music in Moria. Just kind of sounds regal and just gives the perfect atmosphere to the place. Thanks Zimnal, that means a lot. Thinking out loud, I was trying to explain this to my wife, is in that streaming seems to be whatever would normally be going on in my head, I'm now saying out loud, including telling myself off when I messed up. Yeah, thanks Zimnal. I think having people say things, ask things, helps, because I don't always have clear thought patterns That's part of my character, but it's also part of Fiber, and it's hard for us to piece thoughts together in any coherent fashion. I have to say, I found it less daunting than I thought I would doing this. I got a bit of an easy ride. My first mainstream was Star Wars: The Old Republic, and the reason it's an easy ride is you got cutscenes that you can use as inspiration. Oh, drat! I've taken the wrong path again. Just proving, I still am calling it getting lost around Moria. Can I? I can, but I shouldn't. Can I go around the back? Yeah, it looks like it. Right, lighting lamps. Gotta remember to do that. Sometimes I look at drops like this and I'm like, am I just about to fall to my death there? Although, a bit of a giveaway this time because my goat pet clearly is not falling. So yeah, I'm a bit of a risk-averse gamer compared to a lot of people. That's why I'm Moria 6 levels over, and why I'm waiting till level 60 to go back and finish Angmar, which I found very challenging on level. It's all well and good being able to get down here. I've got to be able to get back up again. 4 lamps to go. Yeah, I won't have time to try and fix the chat overlay in video. I may need to ask someone to help me with that. I got a system set up for it, but it just didn't seem to pick up the window. There must be a valid reason. Oh, Forgotten Treasury. There must be a valid reason there's a hunter campsite down here, but couldn't find it. So I'm still missing 2 lamps. And because I'm a risk-averse gamer, there's a good reason I'm not using my goat mount here. I don't trust myself not to fall, which I'm quite... Not that I impressed myself, but I'm very surprised that I haven't fallen to my death yet while being on stream. First time for everything, and at some point I want to do that deed where you purposefully chuck yourself over the edge. So where are the other lamps then? Ah, there's one. So I'm now just missing 1 lamp. And I'm back to the top of the circle. Is it on the map? No, that would be too easy. Although, somewhere up here. Don't know why I assumed they'd all be on that circular downhill bit. It's not, this one here. Right. Now we need to find a way back to camp. Some creatures in this place are genuinely freaky. Those things have enormous mouths. Am I even going the right way to get back to camp? Needs to be up there. I suspect this is the right way up. Oh look, the lamps went out. which one is attacking me. That one. Oh. Darn it. I really wish the circles would show above the floorboards here. I end up aggroing other mobs on in this kind of situation if I'm not careful. Cool. Back to camp. Yay, right.
I am not sure Khazad-dûm can be restored. The orcs have surely ruined it.
Thank you, Myrlas. The lights will be a great boon to our efforts in the Silvertine Lodes. Hi away, Shelfade. Thanks for dropping in. There we go. What deed have we just finished? All the quests in the Silvertine Lodes. Fantastic. Am I even using empathy trait? No, which one's empathy? Patience. Charity. That's empathy. No, I don't really need... That's why I'm not using it. That's fine. Yay, 5 LOTRO points. Let's just pick off a couple of these so that I've got a bit longer before I get back to the trader.
What foul and nameless things we face in Moria, I know not.
You have helped us out a fair amount here at Menenberg, Myrlas. While you were exploring, an explorer named Sorry passed through on his way south, and he asked for the assistance of anyone I could spare. I'm now spare, you see. I've done everything they want me to do. I told him I would apply to you upon your return. Will you seek out Sorry and as you head southward? Southward? But the epic takes me northward. But there's a lot more to do down here. That's fine. I don't mind not picking up the epic till another day. While I would hesitate to say I always do everything in every area, I do try to do as much as possible in every area. So I'm not quite a completionist, but I'm fairly close. I hate leaving deeds undone, for example, which the first region that forces you to do that, at least at the level you're at, is Lone Lands, because there's one exploration deed that's behind an instance gate. I think I need to be much higher level to find the Fountain of the Red Maid. Might be that. Oh, seem to be picking up deed completions. Deep Claw Slayer Stage 1. Okay. Beak Breaker. I'm pretty sure I can do without that title. Are there any vendors coming up? No. I may have to make sure in the next half an hour that I get back to Deep Descent so I don't lose any value. Nearly gained 2 gold on this in this session. I do like the Titan Bar currency manager there. So we're looking for Sorry. Or sorry, probably. He probably doesn't want to be equated with an apology. Oh, look at all these glowworms. Hello, Sorry. Sorry.
The shadow of Mordor will not long fill the halls of Khazad-dûm.
Ah, you must be the famous Myrlas of whom I have heard so much praise spoken. They are singing of your valour from Holland to the roads of Silvertine. I'm sure they are. Stay a moment, and I'm sure we can do some good work here. Luminous
Abide here
goop.
a moment and speak with me.
Lovely. Still remember having to pick up drams of slug slime in the Shire, which is gross. Dram up here, I'm based in Scotland, means really nice whiskey. Small amounts of whiskey. Not slug slime. Bleh. Well, as you can see, the shaft just near me is utterly infested with those vile glowworms. Yes they are. Perhaps you can do me a good deed and smash the ugly crawlers, and while you're at it, collect some of the luminescent goop that gives them their eerie glow. I believe I can fashion some of that goo into a torch of sorts, which will light the way for me. Oh, that would be the most stinking torch. Oh, excuse me, I need to get a cold remedy after this. Ore samples,
We have seen naught of Durin's Bane. Be wary if you journey into Moria.
Anyone was here earlier, we did ore mining, ore samples 1. I wondered where 2 would be. The reason I have come to this forsaken tunnel is to search a mithril along these dark forgotten paths. Up where the glowworms infest the mineshaft, I believe there will be plenty of ore deposits to harvest. Will you bring me a sampling of what you collect? Well, yes, of course. Why else am I here? So, ore samples and glowworms. So he can have the smelliest torch in history. Oops. Well, it's not oops, just critical rating. Oh, yuck. Don't like these, the ones that pin you in place. That's disgusting. And there's nothing you can... I don't think you can free yourself from being pinned down. That'll be fun when my guardian gets this far. Oh. There we go. No point having fire oils in your inventory if you don't use them. Yeah, apologies, sorry, I got you your worms, but I burnt them. No torch for you. But tell you what, I'll light something for you with my with my bow and arrow. So I need 5 more of those, and... Are these low HP? Yeah. It's like, I don't normally hit and kill things with one shot, but... Need 7 more luminous goop. Oh, there's a dragonette slayer. I didn't even see that dude come in. How many slayer deeds are there in this place? I've not completed one whole one yet. I can't be far off with... Oh no, I haven't... No, not one whole one. Can't be far off with Goblin Slayer. And 91. Still a fair way to go. So I don't know how many... I don't trust those not to aggro. Unless I one-shot them. Which I did. Okay, fair enough. Come into my parlour, said the spider to the fly. Thank you. Get into my trap. They're so gross. The closer they get, the more they creep me out. Oh yeah, or you're so happy killing things you forget the other quests that you're doing. And I'll just need a couple more after this. Is there wood around here as well? I've not seen a pile of wood. Must be lower down. Really appreciate the number of people who come and join me on this first foray into A, LOTRO streaming, B, a region I know nothing about and I've never been to before. So it's been great to have company along the way. So thank you. Right, so we've got all of those. We need to kill 2 more glowworms. Harvest them for their glue. Blah. Cool. So where's the quest giver? Where's sorry? Up that way. Ah, pants. So if this time works for people, I might see if it's possible for me to regularly get this time slot. What's hard to predict with my family is what level of input I'm going to need with our 11-month-old child. Oh, there's the word. But I know I want to be available at similar times each week. My aim is to do another one on Sunday, but that totally depends on how, whether these goblins let me reach Sunday. Depends on how my pain levels are, basically. But I'd like to be around a couple of times a week for LOTRO if possible. So I'm still trying to get across here. Don't know, I'm guessing. Can't remember where I went to get to the quest. This does not look right. He's down? He's down there. Oops. Oh, I went wrong as soon as I came down here. You know, I know one does not simply walk into Mordor, but it seems like one does not simply walk out of Moria. Oh, for pity's sake. I did not spot how close I was to those. I am burned. Yeah, at least some of them can be one-shotted. Oh. I do not appreciate being spat at. Go away. I'm still... Bleh. I know people have said there's going to be some really gross things in Moria, but at least you get a gradual decline in grossness as you get deeper into the mine.
The time has come to drive forth the orcs from our kingdom.
Ah, lovely. Well, perhaps not lovely. But you know what I mean. I can smear this goop on anything and it will provide light for me as I wander in the dark. You've probably saved me from many false steps, Myrlas. Thanks, away shall fade that. It's not just me then. Yay, I'm going to take the innards of a worm and turn it into a torch. Slightly disturbs you about how the writers of these things think.
The time has come to drive forth the orcs from our kingdom.
Hello again, Myrlas. Let's take a look, eh? Sorry, gently inspect each piece of ore you've brought me as carefully as I did before him. No mithril that way, but perhaps in another spot nearby. I will deal with that later.
If we are to find Mithril in Khazad-dûm, we will first have to deal with the orcs.
The mine shaft may be fairly empty of good prospects, but perhaps the very tunnel around us may provide a better yield. Will you search the surrounding area once more, and again I will search at your harvest for signs of mithril. My heart yearns to see just the slenderest vein. The hope such discovery would kindle in my folk is beyond description, Myrlas. Yes, well, it was the hunt for Mithril that got you in trouble in the first place, from what the session play told me. Excuse me. Harvest ore deposits in the southern tunnel. Well, there's one down there, so I'm assuming this is pretty much the southern tunnel. Okay, and then there was the one I spotted over here. I can hear those grodbogs. Where are they? There. They make such a disturbing crackle sound. Oh, it's got that. But I can see it. I'm hardly trying to cheat here. What if I go close? There we go. Only now I've used up all my focus on shots that missed. And it's... Oh, I'll just slash at it. There you go. Sneaky Brodbog. Here we go. Only does... It's no wonder sometimes I get concerned with, confused with maps, because this just says I'm in the Silvertine Lodes, which I am, but it ought to go to the southern tunnel. Probably a clue in that I'm going south, but that would involve me thinking correctly first. Once I have finished Sorry's quests, I may have to cut the stream short slightly. I've been going over 2.5 hours. I've heard my family are back, which probably means T's not too far away. But I've got my door shut, and it was actually my wife that encouraged me to get into streaming when I realised I couldn't hold a normal job down anymore. Huh? Another dwarf out there. I need one more ore sample. And I'm no longer in the tunnel, so therefore it's not nearby. Sorry, getting distracted there. That's what happens with me, especially in Middle-earth, where I can be doing one thing, and you get distracted by something shiny or another quest line. And then I'm like, oh, where's that quest I started 2 hours ago? Oh, it's untracked, and I haven't been doing it. Need an ore sample. There's one. Right, back to Sorry. Given I just found that dwarf, I suspect I've got to go. I've got more from Sorry. Look.
These halls will be great once more.
Like a dwarf obsessed. Sorry again scrutinizes all of the ore you collect from surrounding tunnels. Nothing. Alas! We will have to search more on my own. But my hopes are rather low right now. Regardless, you have my gratitude, Myrlas. I am certain you did your best. Perhaps there is no true silver left to uncover.
Stand and speak with me. The fate of Khazad-dûm hangs in the balance.
I can't remember if that was the dwarf I accidentally saw earlier. I'm glad you're back, Myrlas. I've just received a message from Thetmar at the Deep Descent. It would seem that Nykir, a miner from Menenbej, has gone missing, and all of the dwarves in there are now looking for him. Will you help, Myrlas? He could easily have passed right under our noses in the dark. I know Nykir well. What could he have been doing off by himself? The mines are not safe. He's off. Sorry is off by himself. That's a little bit hypocritical there, sorry. Nothing else is about to time out. Great. So, yes, I think that was the dwarf I accidentally spotted because I strayed too far. Dwarf by himself? Not recovering? Oh no, that wasn't the dwarf I spotted. But then this one's a signature. Ooh, what do we have here? Poor Nike. Nike seems to be making off. Oh, signature dragon there. I didn't have time to read the text there. Oh, is that like a trap set from his body? Ah, no, I think Nike was killed by it. Okay. They've still got to return. Sorry, who is this? Swainer. Don't know whether I'd trust a random dwarf in the depths dead end here. I won't pick up every bit of wood. Right. Yeah, you've got the confidence to ride around here on your goat. I don't. Who are you? Not someone I recognise. Always want to make sure I'm not ignoring a kinney by accident. Yeah, I'm 198 deep claw left to go. I'm sure I can wait for one.
The shadow of Mordor will not long fill the halls of Khazad-dûm.
Oh, hang on. Is he threatening to attack me anyway? Yeah. Okay. Try again.
The time has come to drive forth the orcs from our kingdom.
Nike dead? That's a tragedy beyond bearing. Why that fool? Why? What could he have been about? I will send notice to the other camps to call off their search. Poor foolish Nike. No, that's fine. Sometimes I have gear envy of other people, outfit envy, but recently, for my guardian, I've been like, oh, I'll change my shield onto the latest shield that I found that's shiny. So I end up picking up billions of shields that I don't need. I don't really need 36 might. Let's just go for that for now. Right.
We have little time to speak. Great events have been set in motion.
Have I got any timing out loot? Just the beryl shard. That gives me half an hour. That's fine. I think we have done enough here to establish that Myrlas is not likely to be found in this part of Silvertine Lodes. I may pack up and return to Deep Descent, or Men in Berridge. I have not yet decided. If you wish to continue your exploration, however, you should search for Ondot. I hear he was making his way to the old dwarf city that was rumoured to be in the south of the Silvertine Lodes. The only way to reach it was by a hidden door in a passage near here. Make your way to Ondot. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing these all the time, if you will, and then I will believe you will have seen all there is to see in these parts. Good, because I have an epic quest still to follow. That'll be for next time. But that dwarf that was down there wasn't Ondot. At least I don't think it was. No. Still don't know what that dwarf's doing. Not managed to take as many screenshots as I normally would in a solo session, but that's because you don't really need to see me doing this all the time trying to get the camera angle right. In fact, actually, I think you're seeing it slightly brighter than I am, but better than the opposite problem. I had the opposite problem when I first started setting LOTRO up for this, in that it was immensely dark. So you found the door mentioned. Do I go through the door? Looks likely. Thanks so much for popping in, Zimdal. I really appreciate you being here, and enjoy your own gaming. Look after yourself. Oh, another deed completed. Like it when you complete them when you're not trying to complete them. Fidelity. Is this O dot? On dot? Yes, it is. What time are we on? 5:45.
The shadow of Mordor will not long fill the halls of Khazad-dûm.
Oh, hello there, traveller. I did not expect anyone to be coming along with me, but my curiosity to behold this place could not be contained. Marvellous and surprising, is it not? The civilization in the Silver Time was once very great, I think, so I should like to explore here. Question is, do I explore here? I think what I'm gonna do is, because there's no vendors nearby here, I need to get back before I lose everything. So if I pick up, I'll pick up these quests and get back then to Deep Descent and probably call it a day before my family think I'm locked in my own cave for hours. So let's pick these.
We have seen naught of Durin's bane. Be wary if you journey into Moria.
I have noticed some very evil-looking dragonets during my travel through Silvertime Loads, but with no sense of where their hive could be until I came here. I believe they have made their home in the old city here. If you slay them at their own hive, I believe we'll be cutting off the entire population of menaces throughout the entirety of Silvertines. Will you help? Yes, because I get lottery points if I do. Totally out of character.
We have little time to speak. Great events have been set in motion.
I notice a strange light of many colours coming from the far end of this ancient city's edge. What could it be? Will you go and take a look? I'm worried there's some goblin campfire perched near us, and the goblins are ready to spring. Sneaky goblins is all over the place.
We have little time to speak. Great events have been set in motion.
It would appear we have another problematic inhabitant of this city. Deep claws have made themselves quite the little nest here, and as long as they remain, the old Silvertine city will be hopelessly polluted. They have uneven tempers, those beasts, and they weaken the foundations of Moria. You ought to go and clear out that wretched nest when you have spare time. Yeah, sorry, I've got to go sell stuff, so I'll deal with your epidemic and urgent matters later, you know, because priorities. So, we need to, oops, not drop. I nearly did my first proper fall there. I managed to avoid it. So, if any of you tuned in to see me plummet to my depths, I'm sorry you've been disappointed so far, but there is plenty of time for that. I need to go back down that way. Right, let's take a goat as far as we can at least. I'm not going to be able to... Probably ought to kill off the dragonets, because... I'll need them for the deeds at some point. So... Oh, someone said to me the paths are... These things that I keep thinking aren't paths, but blatantly are when I look at the map. Yeah, but the track says no. Does it? No, I can take that route. Only that's one of the dead ends I was looking for before, isn't it? I can sneak past here. Men in Berridge. Cool. Okay, so what I will be doing shortly... Oh, I've taken a wrong turning, of course I have. And I'm being attacked by a goblin. I just ran away. Am I still in combat? No, there we go. Silly goblin. That was okay, that was the goblin. Sneak. Yeah, that was so random. He attacked me, I managed to get a hit in, and he just turned and fled. It's not like I'd taken him beyond aggro range. Really bizarre. I have, however, taken a wrong turning to get back where I want to be. So this was where we went when we were first... Ah, I came from up here to get down to Menenberridge, didn't I? So is it up here? Excuse the obsessive map reading, I have to prompt my own memory. I can't remember how to get deep descent. Ah, it doesn't matter. Okay, because I know my family are back, what I will do is I will have to call this a day for now. But thanks everyone for joining me. I should probably go and check my wife and baby are fine. So really appreciate you people coming and joining me for this. Good to know it's not just me that obsessively looks at the map away shall fade. Thank you. I hope to do another one on Sunday. Failing that, I will try to regularly do Fridays. Because I'm getting into it, I don't want to put too many expectations on myself at this point. But I really enjoyed streaming this one with you people. So hopefully I'll get to see you again for another time. Thanks so much. And yeah, everyone look after yourselves as well. Take care.